1 2. It's been a while. Test. 1 2 1 2. Oh boy. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode of playing Minecraft with Crying Mo. Yeah. Well, it's been quite a while. A month or so, I think. 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I'm not sure exactly, but I've had some things happen, and yeah, I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of out of it. This is really going to be sort of a, I don't know, little haphazard little episode here, but I finally felt like getting back into it here. So I had a really huge momentous sort of life event happen for me personally. A couple weeks ago, I knew that it was been in the works for a while, and it's super personal. I'll get into that in a little bit here, but the second thing that happened is I got COVID. So I got COVID a couple weeks ago, and I'm just sort of slowly recovering. The symptoms went away pretty quickly after 3-4 days. And then it was just sort of a general malaise, I guess. Yeah, and I'm still like pretty tired, like low energy, I guess. But generally it's kind of, I think, almost all the way gone, but maybe not quite, but I don't think I'm contagious anymore or anything. But yeah, so that put a little wrench in the works, so to speak. But anyway, yeah, I finally felt like getting back, and I've played a little bit of Minecraft here in the interim, just a little bit. Getting back, and I think it's kind of slow. I know that the good old wild update is out. This world has not been updated yet. We're still on 1.18.2. I'm going to wait until all the fabric mods and everything get updated to 1.19 before I update the world to the new update. It's not a big deal. There's not a whole bunch. I mean, yeah, there's the mangroves and the frogs. Those are very cool. And actually today we're going to I'm going to work on a little project today that's sort of prepping for a couple of the 1.19 updates, specifically the frogs. Mangrove forests and our mangrove swamps, all that sort of stuff is great. And I know there's the whole thing with the ancient cities. I'm not like super intensified about wanting to go into the ancient city. It'll be fine. It'll be cool. I think they're neat. I think it'll be neater whenever they reveal whatever that portal thing is supposed to be, which I hope is actually supposed to be something. But we'll see. I don't know what their plans are for that. But as they stand right now, the ancient cities are kind of like kind of like a haunted, not a haunted mansion. What am I thinking of? Kind of like a woodland mansion to me. I mean, I think they're very cool. They'll be neat to go explore once. Maybe get that, the bits for the record player or whatever. And then, yeah, let's get some wireless redstone stuff with the blocks, whatever that skulk stuff is or whatever, and some decorative blocks. That's cool, but I don't see them being like this thing that would be used all the time, such as the nether. We use the nether all the time, and in fact we're going to use that right now to head over to well, as you saw in the opening, I built a little ender, which is much faster in getting XP than the double skelly spawner, of course. So super simple to use that. It was a very, very simple build to do. But for today, I'm just going to mess around. We're going to go back to the Bastion because the Bastion that we found, we were super lucky in finding that. I don't remember the name of that Bastion. It has the magma cube spawner, right? So having a magma cube spawner is pretty advantageous in the idea of getting getting some Froglights, right? Because the frogs, in order to get the new lighting block, you got to have frogs that eat. Ow, jeez, that eat magma. Ow. What happened here? Hold on now. Jeez, I'm about to waste myself right in here. Yeah. Anyway, these are not optimal for flying. Oh boy, look, and as you can see on my bar here, I've got a regular bow and a sword, and and my bow is pretty crappy. In fact, most of my things are sort of underwhelming at this point. Look at that, efficiency 3 on my diamond axe. I got a bow with power forward infinity, and this is my standard looting sword that I had. Yeah, I'm gonna wear the binding pants. Those are good pants, right? It's fine, they can stay on me. It's all good. Feather falling 3, a little bit lacking there. I don't even have respiration. So what happened is I wasn't filming or recording when this happened, but I've sort of prepped this site a little bit, and in doing so, of course, I died in lava, and am just being old and out of reflexes. Oh, dude. I haven't... Oh, that's right. We're in a... This is a... I believe so there it is, biome, Soul Sand Valley. So skeletons spawn here. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Anyway, yeah, I'm just old and my reflexes are terrible, and I couldn't. I had one of these right here on my hotbar, and I got punched into the lava, and I had my wings on, so my armor was really low, and even with it on my bar, I couldn't drink it fast enough to save myself from dying in the lava. So I lost all my stuff. You know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's all right. That's why I've got all those villagers and everything back at Axe Harbor. So I'm gonna grab a couple blocks, just filler blocks here. And anyway, so I've kind of prepped this a little bit, so we can take a peek down here really quick so you can see what I've been doing here. So this is there's the magma cube spawner right there. Yeah, there it is right there. So I kind of filled this in to kind of kill the lava, and this outline is the width, the dimensions that we need for the magma cube spawner box that we're going to build. I'm using Il Mango's design, so it's pretty simple. It uses I have a box of oh geez, I just got rid of this stuff. It uses snow, powdered snow, I believe is the name of that block, the killing freezing snow. It uses powdered snow to break the large magma cubes down into the small magma cubes. And of course, once we load up 1.19, we'll gather some frogs and we'll bring them in here, and then we'll have frogs hanging out at the bottom, and the magma cubes will come down, break down in the snow, and the frogs will eat the baby the frogs will eat the baby magma cubes and burp up the froglights. Now, I have a terrible sword that has, well, I guess it has sharpness 4 on it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's very annoying to work around this, but yeah, I just figured get it ready for 119, get ready for some frogs and that sort of thing. I am looking forward to the I was going to say wheat blocks, but you use wheat to mix with the mud to make the mud bricks. I am looking forward to building with those. So I think that should be pretty cool. So these guys here aren't super dangerous, but they will knock me into lava if I find it. So anyway, I do need to take this down. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to go down one more block. So the whole floor has to come down. Oh my goodness. Let's see, I should drink my potion now. I should learn my lesson. And drink. I've got 4 of these potions, and I should drink it. I should. I should. But let's see. So, oh boy. So anyway, while I go around building this little thing, while we work on this, I'll tell you a little bit about what happened event-wise. Hello, slime guys. I kind of want to keep these guys around because they're not super dangerous, unless I have exposed lava. But hopefully, it stops that from kicking out more so if I kill them, then it'll just spawn more, right? What's on top of there? There's a chain on top of there. Oh, I took out the platform that was above. I didn't realize there was a chain up there. But okay, so I'm going to build this stuff and go into voiceover mode and just sort of talk to you guys a little bit about what's been going on. I hope you guys have been having a great intro to your summer and everything. I hope your summer has started nicely and you're doing some cool things. Yeah, all right. So let's hop into voiceover mode and build this thing here. All right, so we in voiceover mode. I don't know how long I'm going to chat or whatever. This might be short and sweet. Maybe I'll cut everything kind of fast, or we'll see how it goes. But so basically, the big event that happened for me this week, and I'm a little trepidatious to kind of bring this up, only because there are like extenuating circumstances and things where I don't want to get my daughter in any kind of trouble with her family and stuff like that. But I don't think anybody on that side of the family knows that I even do these videos. So I hope this is like a safe thing for me to talk about here. But I do want to talk about it because this is also my sort of archival autobiography sort of a thing, and that's just subjects I want to talk about. And I don't know, I just have this desire to lay this stuff out there, and you'll kind of know going forward in the future. It might, you kind of piece together who it's for and why I'm doing this. But anyway, so I'm gonna just tell you how the couple weeks ago went, and it's gonna open up a lot of questions, I'm sure. I also might just be weirdly projecting that anybody cares about this, and you guys probably don't care at all, and that's totally fine, and you could just not watch these episodes. It's no big deal. So anyway, the upshot of all this is my oldest daughter. I have two daughters, as I talked about in the last episode, Katerina and Louisa. Katerina's my oldest, and I haven't seen my daughters in 8 years. 8 years and change, actually. And there's a whole story, of course, from my own personal past of why that has happened. But the bottom line is, my oldest daughter and I have been in contact, starting about a year to a year and a half ago. It was sort of, it was in 2020, towards the end of 2020, when she first responded back to an email that I had sent out. I've been trying to. I never want to force anything, so it was never my intention to try to hammer her out or keep trying to call her or send emails all the time. I mean, I didn't even have her phone number for a long time. The last time I saw her, she was 16. And the last time I spoke to her, and the last time I spoke to Louisa was when Louisa was 7, and Katerina was 17 at that time. But the last time I actually saw and spoke to Katerina was when she was 16. And since then, in the intervening years, she has become someone whom I am super, super proud of. I don't take any credit for anything that she's done or anything like that, obviously. But I love her to death, and she's turned out, she when she was like 15, 16, she had mentioned that she was into interior design and wanted to kind of maybe go to school for that. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm of this mindset where I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't pick up a camera until I was 30. I mean, that's kind of not true, but I really didn't really start taking photos and video until I was 30 years old, until there was digital cameras. I couldn't afford to do much with film, so I'd shoot like a roll of film and then 6 months later save up enough to spend the $50 to develop it or whatever, So I was never, anyway, so I didn't know what I wanted to do till I was 30. So I'm kind of of this, from my own personal experience, I'm of this mindset that, hey, you don't need to know what you're going to do when you're 14 years old or 15 or whatever. Even in college, how do you even know what you want to do? I don't know. But anyway, she had expressed this, and so in the intervening years, she graduated high school. She and her mom and her sister moved to North Dakota, Fargo, she did 1 year of high school there, and that was in order to, I believe, help. She did a year of high school in that state so she could get in-state tuition cost, I believe, for the university in Fargo, North Dakota, NDU, I guess. Anyway, because they have a design program, an interior design program, and she did 4 years of that, graduated, got a job like immediately with a high-end, like a luxury apartment building architectural firm, and she's worked for them for 3 or 4 years. She did internships. Now, I've only recently learned all this because I've only recently been in contact with her and had conversations about her professional life and stuff. And yes, really wonderful to hear. Yeah, I think she's designed a few things for these luxury apartment, like done full design projects. So it's pretty cool. So, and she's taking charge of her life. She actually has quit that firm recently in order to find a new firm to work for that is more in line with her own personal sort of social, professional, socially conscious design desires. She would really like to work, I think, on something that, like housing maybe, that is more affordable or things like that. Because I think the projects she's worked on are for very high-end projects, and she kind of wants to work to provide something, give something back to the community, sort of work for creating something that's beautiful for people that's affordable. So it's an awesome notion. And anyway, she's pursuing that, and she's just doing super well. It's just I'm really, really amazed. I mean, she's a regular person. She has ups and downs, of course, and deals with all that stuff. But I'm super proud of how she's. I'm just super proud of her, like how much she's done. She's done way more, and by the age of 25 than I ever did, for sure. So, anyway, so over the course of a year, we communicated through email and stuff, and she expressed. I tried not to push anything. I just always tried to say, hey, I would love to see you, of course, but I'm not pushing it. And if you ever, whenever you feel like it, I'm down. You just let me know. And so eventually it came around to where she worked it out to come out here to see me during whatever the holiday weekend was a month ago, Memorial Day weekend or something. And she was supposed to come out for 5 days, which was going to be wonderful. And she did come out, but then, as I said earlier, we all got COVID. So unfortunately, she ended up having to cancel a trip to Spain where she was supposed to go to a friend's wedding. And, but for me, it was kind of lucky. I mean, because she stayed with me for an extra week. And that was pretty awesome. Even though we were sick and couldn't go out, we recuperated, so we weren't like feeling terrible. So we did go out and walk on the beach a lot or whatever, because it's open air, and made sure we weren't close to people or whatever. But generally we stayed home and played video games. And it turns out it's such a strange thing that in the intervening years, like I did play video games with her growing up. But she's currently she plays Dungeons and Dragons. She plays Warhammer. She's painted miniatures. And that's all she came to that stuff independent of me. I wasn't into that stuff, during her childhood. I had already given that stuff up, so to speak, put that stuff aside and had pursued other interests. But yeah, so it was really kind of odd to find out that she was into these sort of things that I have gotten back interested in. And, it was just, I don't know. She said she has a one sort of memory as a little kid of seeing. I have always had a handful of these painted miniatures that I've kept in a little box, with me during all the moves and everything. But that's all I ever had left. And I think she saw those once, and she's like, "Yeah, I kind of remember those." But anyway, through her own friends and whatever else, D&D kind of has become a thing, right? Through Stranger Things or whatever. So it's not super surprising, I guess. It's but it is interesting. It's not like D&D or miniature wargaming or miniatures is it's not like it's. I mean, it's a very niche thing. So it was just interesting to find out that she was into it. And we actually played, I think, for 4 or 5 days. I ran a little D&D game for her and her boyfriend and a friend of mine through remote. He dialed in, and then we played on a table here. But anyway, it was super cool. So yeah. So anyway, it was a huge thing for me, you know, to meet my daughter again, and you know, we could get reacquainted. And obviously I was super nervous, you know, going into it before she arrived, and I think we just kind of clicked right away, kind of got back into our, you know, I mean, I won't say it's like no time has passed, but it's surprising to me how, I guess, you know, you have that almost a decade apart from somebody. You kind of maybe you don't know what to expect. You know, I didn't know what to expect of her as a person, like who she has turned into or become, or what she's like, or anything. And you know, she was my kiddo. She was definitely like, it was, you know, I don't know. It's hard for me to put it into words. It's obviously very emotional. But it was pretty wonderful, and I look forward to hanging out with her again sometime in the future. Maybe I can go visit her where she lives when she gets back from a trip she's doing, stuff like that, or maybe she can come out here again if she wants to escape the snow where she lives. But so yeah. So anyway, that was the huge event that happened for me, to me, with me, whatever. Yeah, me and Katerina meeting up and hanging out again, and it was literally the best thing I could have ever hoped for, and it couldn't have gone better. The visit couldn't have gone better, other than COVID. I realized having COVID, everybody, you know, we had 3 people stuck in my little 1-bedroom apartment, and we're all, you know, sick or whatever. I realized a lot of people, from certain perspectives, you might be like, well, that's far from the best way things could have gone. But to be perfectly honest, I felt and still feel like right now that it is definitely the best. It was the best possible thing I could have ever hoped for. It was super, super great for me. Super great. And yeah, I introduced her to The Last of Us video game. I let her play, I asked her to play the first one, so she had enough time while she was here to get to play the entire first one all the way through. I think she'd really enjoy the second Last of Us game, but I'll either have to send her my PS4 so she can play that on her own, or maybe next time she comes to visit, she'll need to stay for another 2 weeks, because that game's even longer than the first one. But anyway, and she introduced me to Schitt's Creek, the TV show, which we watched almost all the episodes. I'm currently finishing it on my own. I only have maybe 6 episodes left in the last season, and that show is, yes, as my buddy puts it, very charming show. It's great, very funny, heartwarming, and just well done show. So yeah, and if you're looking for a comedy to watch, I don't know what to equate it to, but I don't know, it's great. And if you look up the stars in it, I'm sure you'll recognize some of the actors, of course. Eugene Levy and his son produced it. So anyway, and then currently for myself, I'm watching. I just finished rewatching Westworld season 3, which is not as good as season 2, which is also not as good as season 1. But overall, I thoroughly enjoy that show. I really, really like Westworld. And, of course, season 4 is going to start here in, I think, June 26th, something like that. Anyway, I don't know when this episode is going to drop. I don't know, for archival purposes, how any of this stuff relates. Anyway, I'm recording this in June of 2022, so just to clarify things. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to Westworld season 4. I have no idea what they're going to do with the story. I just really like the concepts that show discusses in its fictional storylines, the philosophies that it discusses and things like that. I really find it pretty fascinating, and I also just I like the writers on the show, and I like all the actors, and I like the way the cinematography is done. Again, season 1 I feel is stellar. Season 1 is super, super fantastic, and season 1 for me, I probably mentioned this before, but season 1 for me works as a standalone season. When I saw the final episode of season 1, I was completely satisfied. I literally sat there while the credits rolled, and I was like, I know that this is sort of set up for season 2, but I don't need a season 2. This is almost a perfect show, told in 8 to 10 episodes, whatever it was, and I was totally happy to not have a season 2. Season 2 came out, of course, and I did enjoy it. I like season 2. It definitely was not as good as season 1, but it's not really a fault. I mean, I don't know how. Sometimes a product will come out, whether it's somebody's album, or somebody's novel, or somebody's work of art, and you're like, that is so good. Like, I can't expect you to hit that level again. Like, it just is impossible, So I don't fault it very much. Season 2 is still very fun. I did enjoy that one, and I did really like the further philosophical musings of season 2. I really enjoyed. In season 3, it gets all cyberpunk, right? Because they leave the park and they're now in the real world, quote unquote, in the city and stuff. And then there's a lot of little details in there that really remind me of William Gibson, Neuromancer, like just cyberpunk stuff that is very cool. I really enjoy a lot of those little details and stuff. Overall, the show, season 3, is not as strong. I don't feel it's still good as a sci-fi show. Like, I feel like season 3 is still better than a lot of other shows that are out there. Yeah, of course, I just compared to itself, it's not as great. But even speaking of William Gibson and the production company, the producers, showrunners for Westworld, who are, what's his name's? Isn't Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother? Why does one have a British accent and one has an American accent? Maybe they're not even related. I actually don't know. Jonathan Nolan is Christopher Nolan's brother, which I thought he was. Maybe he speaks with a British accent, but I saw him in some of his behind-the-scenes stuff, and it I don't know, it didn't sound like... I don't remember him having a British accent. Anyway, that's just me floundering around. Whatever. Anyway, so Jonathan Nolan and his wife, Lisa Joy, who write and produce the Westworld series, they're actually executive producing an adaptation of one of William Gibson's books that's finally coming to television, called The Peripheral. Yeah, so The Peripheral wrapped... the first series production wrapped in November of 2021. So it's supposed to drop on Amazon Prime this year. I really enjoy that book. I think it's very Gibson, but it's not like his normal cyberpunk stuff. It's well, I don't know. Anyway, William Gibson's a whole other topic we could talk about anyway, but it's a very interesting concept. So it'll be tricky for how they portray it in a show. So we'll see. I suspect that Westworld probably had a larger budget. Maybe we'll see. I'll check it out. But anyway, yeah, I'm just babbling at this point. This is now just long and extended and just whatever is going on here. I don't really know. Yeah, I am looking forward to the 1.19 update. Just waiting for the mods to get updated for Fabric so that I can click over without changing any of the mods. And we'll see. So I'm sure that'll happen soon enough. All right. Well, geez, this thing was ridiculously tedious to do. So pretty crazy trying to build this in the middle of a lava ocean and all that stuff. But hey, it's all kind of finished. Now I know a couple of tips and tricks. Definitely drinking the fire resistance potion and cruising down, under into the ocean to block it all in. That worked out okay with using the netherrack. And yeah, the first thing I should have done was this right here. I should have walled this in first. It was really, really tedious trying to build it without having this floor in here to stop these knuckleheads from bothering me. It was very, very stressful. Very stressful. Just kind of got annoying there. I thought like only one or two of them would spawn, and that would stay like that. But they were spawning all over the place. So anyway, we do have like this. I mean, this is not aesthetically done. This is just very serviceable at this point. But this is now can be aesthetically sort of built up. See if I get more plosives in the mic there. Yeah, this can now be. There's a thing of lava up there. I know there is. I saw it before. I'm gonna check this really quick. There's a little block of lava, right there. I knew it. I was gonna take this out. This whole. Actually, I don't know if that's the only block of lava. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Okay, so we could just remove this big platform from up here. So anyway, yeah, so we'll leave this floor in there, and these guys all despawn when we leave the area, and then when we come back, they'll spawn again. But we'll leave the floor down there for now. Even this platform here, I might remove. For sure, get out some of this non-aesthetic grass that is all left over from my previous clearing of this place. But I'll leave this part here for now because it's kind of like a nice little bridge out to that roof for whatever reason. But anyway, so yeah, so basically I'll make it at some point the quote-unquote aesthetic build. This will be like a little elevator. Yeah, the tunnel in from the nether is up there somewhere, so it kind of goes up through the roof. So maybe I'll just come up with we can build this into a little room where we get the drops collecting. This minecart works well. So when it's time to come in and leave the frogs, we'll just do this right here, and maybe I think that can all stay there, and these two blocks got to stay open for the minecart to come in and out of there. So this is a nice little platform here. This is the powdered snow. So the idea is is that the large, when we pull this floor out, the frogs are hanging out down here. They do jump periodically into the snow, so I don't know if they're going to die over time. I don't think Il Mango he didn't really specify if that was a problem, but we can always restock the frog population. But the large cubes will drop down. The large and the medium cubes can spawn, and the large and medium cubes are tall enough. Obviously, the large ones are, and the medium ones are tall enough when they're just sitting on the floor that they will get a little corner stuck in here and they will freeze to death, and then they will break down into the tiny guys. So all of them will take time and break down into the tiny guys, and then the frogs will eat up the tiny guys and basically burp up the the Froglights, and our minecart will pick up the Froglights. So we want to basically get 2 to 3 frogs, and maybe 3 of each color, right? Like 3 green frogs, three white frogs, and 3 orange frogs, I guess, or red frogs. Get them all in here so we get all 3 of the color types. Oh, there's not really a way out of here. It's great. Yeah, so anyway. So, yeah. Well, yeah, this was way more tedious to do than I thought it was going to be, although I guess everything in Minecraft usually is. Although that ender farm was super, super easy to do. That ender was really, really easy to do. Yeah, so I guess this balances out. But, all right, I hope you guys have a good couple of weeks. I'm not sure what the next build is that I'll be doing in the series here, but I do have 3 villagers ready to go that need structures and abodes to live in. I have the basically all of our diamond guys, the diamond squad. I've got the weaponsmith, the toolsmith, and the armorer. So I've got those 3 already converted, they've already gone through the 5 golden apples in the conversion process, and they're hanging out down there below our villager breeders. So they're ready to go. They need to be moved into structures. So I got to design those, and I've been working on some other. There's another thing I wanted to start working on, the large design for my large sort of home base not starting castle, but sorting system room, castle build or whatever, where the actual, Cryambo will hang out, I guess, because we always hang out. You always end up hanging out in your sorting room, right? That's like your sorting, whatever, your storage system is usually the heart of any Minecraft base, because it's all about the resources, right? So I think next episode, we're gonna do something a little different. Next episode, I'm gonna probably just hang out with you guys in creative mode, in a creative world, obviously, and we're gonna work on some designs, just so you can see some of the design process. Because, well, to be honest, I have to do design work, and I figure that could be a good episode, I suppose, or whatever. I've been working on a Nether castle design, and because it's now. The Nether is starting to bother me that it isn't designed. You know, now I'm starting to use the Nether a lot more as far as like going out to the end now to, you know, heal up with heal up tools and stuff. And yeah, I've got it's just a castle design, so I want to work on that and then work on something for the storage system and also for those 3 villagers. So lots of design work to do, and if I want to keep spitting out some episodes for you guys to chill out with, that's what we got to do. So, design work it is for the next couple of episodes, maybe. All right, guys, take care. I hope you have a good one, and stay safe, stay healthy. I don't know why I'm waving a sword at you while I'm saying that, but, you know, it's Grandma. Hey. All right, take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.